The president has been so active with the issue of the affordable housing that he wants every Kenyan citizen to have a house, and that he's moved and practically started construction of the said houses. Why then should we encourage as a government demolition of houses, as was recently experienced in Moko? Should this apply in Embakasi East constituency? I can assure you that should my people lose their houses, because they shall have lost everything, we are going to fight back.
Affordable housing project that was meant to help Kenyans be able to stay in decent houses is turning the country in tears, and as people lose homes, millions are going down after people taking loans to build houses. But what is more worrying that Kenya Kwanza must look at is that the land issue is slowly being sneaked in the 2027 ballot. Land has been a very emotive issue, and the soundbite you've heard is that of Babu Owino calling on Embakasi East residents to come out and defend themselves if the state will dare demolish the houses in the controversial Kirima family land.
The person must have been occupying that parcel of land for a period of at least 12 years, meaning at least means 12 years or more. In the present case, these people, who are my people, have been in occupation of this land for a period of over 12 years. If we take into account the time that Kirima died, which was on 10th of December 2010, to date, if you only take from that time to date, we have 12 years, 10 months. So these people are overqualified to occupy that parcel of land and be the rightful owners legally through adverse possession. Number 3, entry into this land should not have been consented by the owner of the land. Initially, the entry should not have been consented. And in the present case, at the time of the death of the owner of the land, that is Kirima, no consent had been drawn. Number 4, the land in question should not be a public land. And in the present case, the land in question is a private land alleged to belong to Mr. Kirima. Number 5, the occupation should be open and notorious. I need not dissect that. Number 6, there has to be knowledge of occupation. In the present case, our people, my people, have and continue to be in occupation with the knowledge of the owner. Therefore, I want to say that the judgment that was arrived at yesterday by the judge made a mistake in the decision that he made, that this said parcel of land does not belong to the people of Embakasi East constituency.
Through these cases, there have been a consistent pattern where cases that have been staggering in court for decades are the ones that are getting overnight breakthrough and of course coming up with very controversial judgments. And many have argued that perhaps the Kirima land is being a diversion so that they can divert the attention of the country from Mavoko. And Babu Owino is one of the leaders that has come out saying that the land must be negotiated between the residents, those two stay there, and they must also seek redress of appealing. And number 3, if it will be forceful evictions, then kitaumana. That is Babu Owino. And if you want to confirm that this issue is a big issue. I've been following for quite some time, and we are dancing with danger, and it is a danger that political class must look at. In Kitengela, Dan Manzo was telling President Ruto that the first house that should be demolished is Western Hotel.
Usione chembe chembe kidogo kwa macho ya mwenzako, na wewe uko na ile kitu kubwa kwa macho yako. Ile gogo iko kwa macho yako. Rais mwenyewe, kama kuna mtu anataka kufanyiwa title revocation, ni William Samoei Ruto, ya ile hoteli yake ambapo iko pale kwa shamba ya KAA Wilson Airport, Western Hotel. Hiyo ndio nyumba ya kwanza kubomolewa kama tunafuata haki kwa hii nchi. Kwa hivyo kwanza abomoe hiyo nyumba, ama alipe. Serikali ya Rais Uhuru ilimpa muda alipe ile deni hapo ya kuchukua hiyo shamba. Kipande moja ni KAA, kipande kingine ni nyumba ya watoto maskini mayatima, na alichukua yote, na alikuwa karibu kunyakua shule pale, ndio akasimamishwa na koti. Kwa hivyo kama kuna mtu wa kufanya revocation, kufanyiwa mtu wa kwanza ni yeye, kubomolewa ni yeye. Hivyo muombe sana aache kubomoa na kurevoke mataito ya wananchi na aendeshe nchi kwa example. Yeye amesema ni Mkristo, na maliza wa kusema ya kwamba not everybody who said Lord, Lord, Lord. Sio kila mtu anasema Bwana Bwana atapata urithi wa mbinguni, ila yule anapenda matendo ya Mungu. Asanteni sana.
You know, and in Mount Kenya, the controversial Del Monte land, there was a section that was given to Kiambu County and some section was given to Murang'a. Some squatters, Kandara Squatters Association, have been asking for some land to be given to them. And even in Kiambu, there is a fallout between William Ruto and Wamatangi. And the reason why they are falling out is because Wamatangi allegedly has come out and said, I am not going to give Kiambu land to land grabbers. So even, and in Kiambu, remember, the plan to impeach Wamatangi and cause the animosity, hostility, has clearly been brought about by the fallout between the governor and the president. William Ruto actually went there and told Wamatangi that I'll come back and make sure that you make those approvals. We have to confirm whether that is it. And the project in question is some affordable housing. It's a space that is supposed to be built, given for affordable housing. And if you think it's about Mavoko, Nairobi, and Murang'a, you are wrong. During Mashujaa Day celebration in Kericho, William Ruto spoke about a plan, to expand Kericho town and also some affordable housing project, and what he will do in Kericho, how government has organized, the way they are going to settle some, they're going to settle some residents that are staying somewhere. And remember, there have been Sondu clashes that have largely been argued to be causing issues, to be causing problems because of some border issue. In Kilgoris, there have been constant fights. And one of the things that people are fighting for is about LAND. Controversial court cases have been won, and these court cases have been bringing a problem. Apart from land being a shelter, being that it's what the politician will use to give us affordable housing, it's also an investment. And there are those who are buying land so that the value appreciate, they sell. There are those who are buying land and are doing value addition. When you buy land and build a house there, then you start renting those houses. That's value addition. Ruto might actually regret this in future. And if you want to know, I remember the way the story about Mavoko is one that really touched many. How people are crying. And there is an article today by Macharia Gaido, and I've just seen what he has said. Punish grabbers, not builders. Government is actually punishing innocent investors while protecting the grabbers. You know, and that is the root that between the grabbers and the builders, who was duped, or rather, who are the majority? The grabbers are very few cocoons organizing themselves to some society or some group. But the builders are innocent Kenyans that their only sin was investing their money in a land that they were faked. Nowadays, you can cook, you can fake the title deeds and all the documents that are needed for you to buy land. The documents are there. So government has opted to punish builders and leave grabbers. If you go after grabbers, I know it's a long way, but through that you will also bring land justice. And the biggest problem, William Samoei Ruto, is the fact that the public is seeing an injustice. What the government or some powers or what others might see as a way of justice to government so that they can build some affordable housing, others are also seeing injustice. And of course, it's injustice. You want to build houses for affordable housing, and the intention is for many to have houses, but someone has also invested. Now, you know what we are creating? People are actually, there is a ring of, you know, people in the land sector. And that ring is clearly concentrating investment on housing on the government side. With the current wave of demolitions and court cases being slapped, judgments coming left, right, and center, who is this investor that will dare buy land in Nairobi today? Who? People are shying away. By the way, people are shying away to buy land in Nairobi. Because how will you develop? And today, you wake up today and realize, you're told, the whole estates belong to one person. And we are taking a pertinent question. When I saw the story about the Kirima land, someone was asking, how did one person own those huge tracts of land? And remember, that question has been going on. So that is why we are simply getting it wrong. And the politicians must be very careful, because we are sneaking the LAND in the 2027 ballot. And it's a big problem because of this, for reasons. And I want to explain for you in details. The political stake in the land is creating tension. And it's becoming a weapon that politicians can use against the other camp. In fact, we are slowly creating camps. I want to listen to Wavinya Ndeti, what she said about William Ruto's vote in Machakos.
And there are people who went to advise the president and they lied to the president. Mimi sikudanganyi president. Hawa kama walikuwa na kura 10 Machakos zimeenda 0. These people are there to destroy you. Hawa watu walikwambia ufanye hii maneno, walikuwa wanataka kukuharibu. Uwachunguze ni nani wako kwa hiyo mashamba, wachunguze wote na interest yao ni nini, na nakwambia by the time you wake up, Mr. President, you'll sack all of them because they are not good people for you. Na mama nyelanga akoma na musumbe ou. Mwenye osi uwe makenuka. Nondo sio ndesi eba.
So, if you listen to that, that's what I was talking about. We've already created tension. If you see the way Babu is talking, Babu is telling our people. So politicians, and that's what Ruto must see, politicians are already seizing the opportunity to create camps and build tension. What happens if people start protecting their land? Remember, we fought, the story about Mau Mau was protecting the Kenyan land. So, and you see the way the whole matter became emotive. So on this, we must be very tactical. And I agree with what Macharia Gaido said. let's go after grabbers. And also, let's look at justice. What Uhuru did on Waitiki, when he realized that people would be ejected out, Jacob Kamenyi was the land CS by then. What happened? He asked Jacob Kamenyi that let government buy that land so that those who are there will buy, will actually pay land rates. You cannot demolish houses endlessly. Wait, these are the investments of people. Government has accredited schools, hospitals, and Nairobi County is collecting taxes in those areas. Surely, then wake up and say, we are bringing it down, we are simply not getting it right. And that is the big problem. Politicians are using it to create tensions. Number two, at the end of William Ruto's tenure, the flowery, the success of affordable housing will not be celebrated with tears of people whose houses have been demolished. And of course, let me say this. There are two ways into it where it will cause disruptions. Apart from, who is this person who gonna stay there with all those controversies? Number two, what is the success of that project? Because if it is disruptive from the first go, from the word go, people have to go and need to demolish and move, then people start moving from courts, one court after the other. These constructions will be slapped with court cases and court injunctions, and will build a project ikifika juu, the court have decided that it has to stop because until a determination. So there will be a bit of staggering unless you go authoritarian rule or dictatorship. But with that, we are getting it wrong. And the more William Ruto will not be able to present the fruits of affordable housing, I'm telling you, 2027 will be a different story. Because just remember the way the 1.5% was forced down Kenyans' throat against their wish. Yes, and government do want, the public doesn't want it. But they insisted and taken it and decided to take that percentage. The way it was taken that percentage, the level of public accountability that the public have on William Ruto administration is more than any other administration that I think we have seen. So, this one will be a stab in his back if it will not be delivered. Number three, we are dragging land cartels into murky political space. We are dragging the land cartels into this murky political space. For over long, many political entrepreneurs, many business people that are associated with politicians have been posturing for tenders. But because of pending bills and challenges on paying, people are shying away from it. Now, we are creating landowners. We have a pool of landowners that we are grabbing from. Or we are creating some new spaces, some people that have invested there, and because they have a feeling that political class is using the political power to take what will belong to them, we are bringing them to political space, and you know the effect? They will fuel our politics and oil our politics. Let me tell you, one of the things that worked against Uhuru Kenyatta was the fact that there were a clique of people that had worked in government that felt insecure that, Uhuru was against them. Lastly, we are mutilating the economy. The houses we are bringing down, the owners have taken loans from banks. And those loans, they're supposed to repay those loans, especially after maybe building then renting. So after building that house and you're supposed even to sell it or to rent it, your house is brought down. How do you repay? Slowly, we are building houses up, but we are keeping the economy low. Something must be wrong. On this one, we need a reverse gear. I'm not just sure whether we have one. You can talk to me about it. Thank you very much. I had missed you. Yes, I just did 2 videos yesterday, but today I'm back. Thank you.